Diddy derp 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 diddy derp 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 diddy derp 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 diddy derp 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 diddy derp 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 diddy derp 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 diddy derp 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 diddy derp 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 diddy derp 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 diddy derp 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 diddy derp 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 diddy derp 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 diddy derp 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 diddy derp 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 diddy derp 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 diddy derp 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 diddy derp 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 diddy derp 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 diddy derp 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 diddy derp 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 diddy derp 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 diddy derp 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 diddy derp 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 diddy derp 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 diddy derp 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 diddy derp 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 diddy derp 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 diddy derp 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 diddy derp 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 diddy derp 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 diddy derp derp.
Welcome to another episode of Let Us Cast. I am Andrew. With me, as always, is Bruce.
Hey, man, how's it going?
Hey, man.
Hey, man.
Hey, man.
Hey, man, we're doing another podcast.
I mean, it's just you and me, and we talk about things.
I know, right?
I mean, it's a weird concept, right? I'm used to going on a stage and singing without a backing track. Jericho.
Oh, man.
Yeah, man. Fucking... Yeah, so welcome to another episode. Life has absolutely kicked the hell out of my balls lately, so we're going to talk about that for a bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just when things were starting to look good.
Yeah. Shit. Where the hell should I even start? Okay, so I'll start with, so I signed up for that dating website that you had signed up for, and I was like, all right, cool. It's a little different trying to get used to it because the only one I'd used before that was like OkCupid.
Mm-hmm.
And which that's just like, meh, whatever. But yeah, I ended up liking this girl. You know, we messaged back and forth. And this all happened within like 24 hours. And I'm like, shit, all right. Like, this thing is already better than fucking OkCupid. So,
it was quick, man. I was surprised at, like, holy shit, like...
You were surprised. I damn near shit myself. I was going like, this has got to be a fucking rib here.
Yeah. Am I gonna have to wear polka dots? What the fuck?
Yeah. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Fucking want me to do a... Yeah, never mind.
Yes.
Just give him a Z-Pack. He'll be fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I was like, shit, all right.
Mm-hmm.
And this girl, absolutely fucking gorgeous, man.
Mm-hmm.
And we'd start talking to each other and whatnot. And, like, just at the end of the conversation, I was just like, hey, you know what? Here's my phone number. Text me anytime.
Mm-hmm.
Started texting. And we eventually said, hey, you know, we should probably meet up. I was like, all right, cool. Come to find out she's in Providence. I'm, you know, maybe 25 minutes south of there, depending on where you're going in Providence, but I digress. So, I see you chuckling. Just call you Chuckles.
Chuckles.
Welcome to another episode of Let Us Cast. I'm Andrew. With me, as always, is Chuckles.
Hey, everybody. I'm Chuckles the Clown, here for your amusement.
That's only like a step above being that, like, more terrifying of that, like, Winnie the Pooh horror movie that's coming out.
Yeah. Oh, man.
Just Bruce. Restarring is it.
I was thinking, like, yeah, do the whole evil clown thing, but I'm like, man, it's been done so many times. Like,
yeah. I don't know. If I were to do it, I'd be like, all right, if we're gonna parry this, I'm gonna be like quarter dumb instead of Pennywise.
Quarter dumb. I like that. That's awesome.
Yeah, there's a little play on it.
I see what you did there.
I see what he did
I
there.
see you. I see what you're doing with that.
Guy made a monkey out of him by changing the name. But I digress.
He's a teeny tiny evil clown. Hey man, I might be short, but
So where was I? Oh yeah,
you were digressing again.
Of course. So I digressed. So we decide, yeah, let's meet up, let's get a cup of coffee, let's just shoot the shit with each other in person, see if there's something there.
Mm-hmm.
So we agreed to meet at this coffee place, like down the street, apparently from where she lives. I get there early because I'm fucking paranoid about being late for shit. And I'm just like, you know what? It looks like a small place. Parking's probably going to be an issue.
Mm-hmm.
Turns out it wasn't. So I digress. No, so I get in there, like I shoot her a text message saying, like, hey, I just parked. I know I'm a little early, but you know, I'm here whenever you're ready. She goes, cool, be there in a few minutes. A few minutes later, I get a text message saying, hey, I'm here. I look up and she is absolutely more gorgeous than in her fucking pictures, man.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just like, holy fuck. Like, I am out of my league here. It's like she'd even asked, she said, you know, what is your type? I was like, alive with a pulse and scenting.
Breathing?
Yeah. You meet those qualifications, you're in.
Do you have a heartbeat? Check.
Yeah,
Do you breathe oxygen? Check.
Are you a human being over the age of 21? Check.
Mm-hmm.
Good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so like I thought I was doing a nice thing. Like we talked about, like, you know, kind of coffees we like and whatnot, and I'm just like, fucking hate coffee. So I ended up getting like an Arnold Palmer.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. So I'm like, all right, this is cool with a strawberry lemonade. I'm like, all right, this is a little different. I like this.
Oh, wow, that's kind of cool. Yeah, strawberry lemonade instead of regular lemonade. That's kind of cool.
Yeah, I dug that.
Was it good?
It was good.
Yeah.
But I digress.
Today's episode is called But I Digress.
Welcome to another episode of But I Digress. So I figure, all right, shit, I'll be a nice guy. Order her, you know, iced coffee, just the way she liked it, like non-dairy creamer, all that shit.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, I'm sitting there for like 5 minutes. She walks in. I'm like, fuck, I am way out of my league on this one. But she comes over, say hi for a few minutes, and we both look outside. We're just like, it's so nice out. We should probably just go for a walk. Like, hell yeah, let's do it.
Nice.
So we start walking around the city a little bit there. And like the more that we're talking to each other, the more like I'm at least like sensing that there's like something there. I'm like, oh shit, all right. You know, don't want to get ahead of myself, but I'm like, you know, this could be another Charlie Brown situation here.
Kick the ball, man. Kick the ball. Like, I've seen that movie before.
Yep. Like, I've seen this before. No, I promise I won't move it. Yeah, sure.
Kick the ball. No, I'm going to get kicked in the balls. Like,
yeah. But anyways, I digress. So we're walking around. We go to like this kitchen supply store and whatnot. She buys, you know, she's buying a couple of things, and like she had mentioned, like they had like these little metal like cookie cutters and whatnot. She's like, oh, these are so cute, and blah blah blah. So I was like, yeah, fuck it. Snuck around, bought like 2 of them for her, gave them to her. I was like, all right, there you go.
You sneaky little devil, you.
I know.
Bless you.
Anyways, so we go to like this little like other store that's full of like tchotchkes and whatnot. She's buying a couple of things. I'm just like, shit. All right, it was kind of weird. It had like kitchen towels and just random generic little tchotchkes. That it was almost like if you go on like vacation somewhere and you walk into like a souvenir store and it's like, hey, welcome to the city of blah 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 blah.
Yeah.
Except it didn't have the town name on it. It was just like goofy little tchotchkes like that.
So is it like a consignment store kind of thing, or like
maybe.
a maybe
it was just full of like little tchotchkes.
tchotchkes?
Yes.
Tchotchkes.
You know what I'm talking about, right?
Yes, I know what tchotchkes.
I was gonna say.
Yes.
If I need to smarten this up, I'll try it. No guarantees or anything here. But... Anyways, so then we end up going for brunch at this like cafe that's like down the street from that place, and eventually we were just like, shit, like day's still young, like, you want to keep hanging out? Yeah. So we ended up going to Roger Williams Park to just walk around, talk, whatever have you.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm sensing sparks, and I can't read people worth a shit, because otherwise I'd be a hell of a poker player. But eventually got the look, and I was just like, move in, you fucker. Leaned in, started kissing each other. I was like, fuck yeah, this right call on this one, man. So I'm feeling good. And eventually she's like, oh shit, I gotta get ready, go to work. I was like, that's cool, no worries.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see, we're recording this on August 1st. So I brought her last week. All this shit happened. So last Monday, I brought her to an employee screening of that new movie Nope.
Mm-hmm.
It was great. Held each other practically the entire fucking time. I'm like, this is great. Lean our heads on each other, fucking kissing. Perfect. She met two of my friends. I'm like, damn, she's a sweetheart, man. This is fucking awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Tuesday, we go for a picnic. And we're at the park for maybe a half hour, and the sun, just the heat is fucking brutal. So we end up going back to her place. And, yeah.
And, yeah.
And, for the most part, yeah.
For
the most part, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I was there till like 8 o'clock at night, something like that. I was there for a good couple of hours, but I'm just like, I'm feeling like that stronger connection. I'm like, yeah, I gotta like see if she wants to be exclusive here, because I'm like, I fell on the floor here. But we make plans to go to brunch on Sunday. Like, we're recording this on August 1st. It's a Monday. We were supposed to go yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
She sends me a text the next day just going, hey, I've had the shittiest day. Can we talk after I get out of work? I'm like, yeah, sure. Is everything okay? She's like, not really, to be honest. I'm like, well, here it comes.
Yeah.
Now I'm going to rewind for a minute, because I got to tell you the story before I tell you the rest of the story.
Okay, Kevin.
Hey. That's what you say to me, you fucking yoga hoser. Anyways, Bruce digresses.
I did.
He did.
Oh, I digressed so hard.
Might have left a little digress stain in your underwear.
On my keyboard.
Stop trying so hard.
You'll hurt yourself.
Yeah.
Put an eye out.
But here's the thing. So I had an appointment with my therapist on, God, it was like Tuesday. Yeah, it was Tuesday morning.
Mm-hmm.
And I was
like
telling
this,
him,
like last Tuesday.
Yeah, like this past Tuesday.
Mm-hmm.
And so I'm telling him all about this stuff, and he's like, so how do you feel about all this? I'm like, dude, I'm fucking terrified. He goes, why? Why would you be terrified of something like this? I said, because without fail, almost sounded like Paul Heyman there.
Without fail.
Without fail, good sir. Anytime something happens to me, I win a championship, I get a tag team partner that I can stand for 5 minutes. But I was just telling him, like, look, anytime something good like this happens to me, I'm always fucking terrified because I know something is around the corner that's just gonna shit all over it and is just gonna fucking sink me down for a good while.
Mm-hmm.
He goes, well, what do you mean? I said, something is gonna happen. It usually does within like a week, 10 days tops, and it just brings me right fuck back down because it's like, we can't have you be happy. Who are you kidding? Fast forward to the next night. She's on the phone and she tells me that she had seen her ex-boyfriend who they had a 5-year relationship with.
Mm-hmm.
He introduces, the new girlfriend that's with him there. And instead of going, this is my girlfriend, he's like, this is my partner. And that fucking wrecked her because she was never like introduced like that.
Oh, man.
Yeah. So she's like, look, she's in tears at this point. She's like, I don't think I'm ready to date right now. You're a good guy, but I don't think I'm ready to date right now. I just need to figure some stuff out. I was like, that's fine. Like, take all the time that you need to figure out what you need to. And, if you need to, like, you have my number, call me or text me. My phone's always on.
Mm-hmm.
And I haven't heard back from her. And a friend of mine's just like, you should really text her and just be like, hey, just want to see how you're doing. I'm like, I don't know.
I don't know if I'd make that move, honestly.
Yeah.
I mean, it sucks, and I get, and obviously I'm sure like every fiber of your being probably wants to reach out to her and try to like, talk again and shit. But like if she said she needs her space, I think you kind of need to respect that, honestly. Because that's basically what she's looking for is like, listen, I'm not ready to date. And even if you're like, okay, well, we don't have to date, like, let's just hang out, it's still going to be like, she might not be ready for that,
Yeah. And that's why I'm just like, you know what, man, just give her the fucking space. Like, just give it to her, give her as much as she needs.
I think that's the right move, honestly.
That's what I'm thinking too, because like
it sucks, but like that's what she asked for,
Yeah.
And if you try to like reach out to her or something, like you don't want her to think that like you're disrespecting her wishes or something. I don't know, like who knows? I just think I think you're doing the right thing, honestly.
Yeah. I don't know. So I gotta focus on like some other shit.
Yeah. Yeah, well, like I was talking to you last night, like because I was asking you, have you been keeping yourself busy and keeping your mind off shit or whatever? And you're like, no, not really. And I'm like, well, it's not really good to stew on shit. Like I'll admit, like I woke up today feeling kind of down and shitty about all kinds of stuff. And whenever I don't know about you, but like whenever I'm feeling down, or whenever anybody's feeling down, like you kind of have two options, right? The first is you can just sit there and stew on it and be like, man, this sucks and blah blah blah, or you can take your mind off of it for a little while. And obviously taking your mind off of it doesn't solve the problem, right? By not thinking about it, you're not going to resolve anything. But if you rush too quickly into resolving something, it's just going to fall apart again. And you're going to be like, fuck, that didn't work. Now what? So you got to like give it the time to breathe and to, I don't know. You got to give yourself time to get over it. But sometimes you're going to have to distract yourself because otherwise you're just going to sink down a rabbit hole of depression and that's not good.
So what you're saying is basically you have two options. You can either A, go to the bathroom, or B, just sit in your shit out of sheer comfort.
Pretty much.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm glad that's what you took out of it.
I gotta take a shit.
We'll be right back, ladies and gentlemen. Give us a good 10 minutes. No, I'm just kidding.
I gotta drop some kids off at the pool.
Oh, man.
I'll be back. I gotta drop some Vince McMahon's off at the WrestleMania. Asshole. But yeah, I was figuring like, you know what, man, I got the new job starting up soon. I got I'm trying to think what else. Like I'm still on the dating site. No responses.
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah, that checks out.
that checks out.
Yeah, that checks out.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, man, it's I don't know, 'cause it's like so the dating site that I'm using is Hinge, and like it's kind of weird in the sense of like sometimes you'll get like a little pop up message saying like, "Hey, you two are a pretty good match. You should we think you should meet."
Mm-hmm.
And like 9 times out of 10, I'm looking at this girl's profile, just going, "Okay, hobbies including hiking, random adventures, blah, 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 going dancing at clubs." I'm like, how is this a match for me?
Yeah.
Like this thing like. This thing has to see like there's a picture of big fat ass me standing in front of fucking Disney Castle at Disney World, and I don't know what part about that tells the app just going like, wow, this guy must really want to go for a hike.
This guy can cut a rug.
This guy goes to the gym on a daily basis.
He can boogie. I mean, I think it takes time for it, like, because like the way a lot of them work is that as you go through and like you're scrolling through them, it kind of gets to know like what you're after, so to speak. So
yeah, it's an algorithm, yeah.
Yeah, so it might just take some time for it to learn that like those aren't good matches for you, but. Cause yeah, I mean, at first I was looking at some of them and I was like, and it would be like, people who were like staunch, like conservatives and being like, if you're in any way liberal, like swipe the other way. And it's just like, okay, like, I don't know, like people who are too like on their high horse about certain things or whatever. And just like, I don't know, like some of them I saw, I had the same reaction as you, is like, how is this a match? But eventually,
yeah,
it worked out. So. I think it just takes time for it to learn, like, what your preferences or whatever are, so.
Nah, I get there's an algorithm there and all that shit, but it's like, let me look at this person. Okay, big fat fuck. Probably not going to get along with somebody that's like, yeah, I go to the gym every day and I love going for hiking. And I run every day. It's like,
Yeah.
I just want to find something good on Netflix to watch.
I mean, the way I've come to think about it is like, it helps if you have a lot of things in common, but at the same time, like, what you really need to have in common are like the big things, like your philosophy on life and how you approach life in general. Like, because you're not gonna find anybody who's a carbon copy of you. And let's be honest, if you did, would you really want to date you? Like, I don't want to date me. You know what I mean? Like, do you really want?
I think I look bad enough already. Like, picture me in drag. Like, yeah, that's a lot worse.
I mean, like, but what I mean, like, personality wise, like, would you really want someone who's legit like into exactly all the same shit that you? I mean, the nice thing about dating someone who has stuff different than you is that you get to like expose each other to shit. Like, hey, I like this and you don't. Let's check it out. And if you don't like it, yeah, I know, expose.
Just picture you. Just picturing you.
Let me expose you to something.
Yeah, like I just picture you in front of Steph, just like, just naked with a trench coat, just going like, "I'm going to expose you to something else that's interesting."
Here's my interest. Zip.
Here's $14 million. Don't say a word.
But no, like, case in point, right? Like, Steph likes country music. I don't really listen to country music. And there's no guarantee that I'm going to necessarily get into it, but at the same time, it gives me the opportunity to expand my horizons. And I'm sure she's never seen Kevin Smith movies, and I'm showing her some so yeah, there's certainly things we don't have in common, but I look at that as a positive because we have the opportunity to like show each other shit that we might enjoy, and and we do have the big things in common, which really matters. And I that's really what I think anyway, that matters in a relationship, is not finding someone who's like, oh yeah, they got to be into metal, they got to be into like rock music, they got to be into reading, they got to be into hiking. No, if you're philosophically on the same page as me in a lot of different areas, then that's really what matters. If I found out that I don't know what a good example would be, but if there were some things that like she or like a good example would be like, so we don't agree on religion. Like, she's not very religious and I am. So that's kind of a big one, but at the same time, it's not something that's gotten in the way at all. So it's like, because it's sort of this mutual understanding of like, I'm not going to push shit on you. You're not going to push shit on me. And I think you have to have things like it's like politics too, you know. Like, but we're pretty similar politically anyway, so it doesn't really matter.
Yeah.
But
still, it's I get that, but it's just like man, this whole incident was just a real like that was a kick in the fucking balls.
oh yeah, I'm not saying it's not. It most certainly is.
And like the thing that kind of makes it worse too. Like I've told you about this off the air or whatnot, and like a friend of mine was giving me shit. She's like, "Yeah, well, how come you're on a dating site? Why don't you just go somewhere and just meet somebody?" I'm like, because there's a chance of pepper spray. Look at me.
Oh my gosh.
Like if there's like a live action Shrek, like casting done.
I've read that too, like online. Like, because I can't lie, when I first got into this thing, I was kind of like, why the fuck am I on dating apps? Like, this feels kind of weird and shit. But at the same time, like, not for nothing, I know you were, saying like, why is this a match for me? But like, not for nothing, I feel like you have better luck with that than you do just going out and meeting somebody. Particularly for me, like, what am I going to do? Like, go to a bar and meet somebody? Do I really want to meet somebody at a bar? Like, not really, And like you said, approaching people randomly is just sort of like weird. And then God forbid they have a partner, especially a partner who's there with them. And then it's like, what are you hitting on my girl? It's like, shit, I don't need to die today. You know what I mean? Like,
but to be fair, my ex brother met his wife at a porn store.
Really?
Yeah, he was working there. She came in.
Wow.
I guess sparks are flying.
Wow. I mean, it happens. I don't know. I just feel like the online, like, I feel like the algorithm works better than random luck in the wild.
Well, and it's also the thing of like, think about like how dating services used to be. Like, you'd go like to like a video dating service or something like that. Like you always see that shit like 80s movies or something like that.
Yeah, or like you record yourself talking about like your interests and shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's the same thing, it's just evolving.
Yeah.
So, it's that's one way to look at it.
It's how in my very limited worldview, I feel like that's what most people are doing these days. People who are out there looking for a partner, for the most part, are on dating apps. They're not necessarily out there just trying to like meet up with people in public. Because that's something I read online too when I was first out in the dating world again. Is like they're like, oh, go somewhere where you're interested in stuff and meet people there. I'm like, at a fucking library, like,
yeah.
Where am I gonna, or like a concert or something? Like,
yeah.
A concert is not a good place to try to meet somebody because there's fucking loud music and you're not gonna be like, hey, what's your name? Can I get your number? Like, I don't know.
I mean, not only that, man, but it's like my interests too. It's like, what am I gonna do? Like, I'm gonna go see the next Marvel movie and just be like, oh man, that girl in the third row is so beautiful. I gotta go talk to her.
Seriously, I mean, yeah, exactly. Or if in like video games, like you're gonna be at home playing, like you're not gonna meet anybody fucking playing video games at home. So like,
no,
I don't know. I don't see anything wrong with using the dating apps. It's done me well, so.
I don't see anything wrong with it either, man. Like, yeah, it worked out for you, works out for a lot of people.
Yeah.
But yeah, so anyways, I digress. I digress.
We both Degrassi high.
I'm just high, man.
Hey, man.
You want to just hang out and listen to Subhuman Race, man? That is just...
Yeah.
My God, man. If that album was a fucking cow, or like if that band was a cow, man, I lost my point.
I was like, where are you going with this?
I remember. That would be like that album, man. That would be the tits.
Oh my gosh.
But I digress.
But you definitely digress.
I digress. And I apologize.
So you, not to drudge up terrible shit, but you were saying that it got worse somehow?
Yeah, so it got a little worse in the sense because like, so I would hang out with my friend and whatnot, and she was like, can I see the app? I want to see like the kind of girls that are on there. I was like, yeah, sure, go for it. So she's looking, she's like, she's putting everybody down. It's like, oh, no, these girls, they don't look good. I'm like, so what? That's them.
Yeah.
She
Like, do you
goes,
have any idea how many people are on there? Like,
yeah, millions.
yeah, legit.
She signed up for an account herself because she's like, I want to see what kind of guys are on this thing. After a day, she was just like, they're all fat, they're all hairy, they're ugly, they're white and whatnot. And like, so what is the fucking problem? Like, you can hit the X in the bottom corner and just say no, thank you.
Right. Keep swiping.
She's like, I'm getting messages from these guys. I'm like, yeah, I'm pretty sure you can only get messages from them like if they like you back too, and you have to like them.
Yes, that is how that particular app works. Which honestly I kind of like about it because like I've used other ones where you can message people sort of willy nilly, and that place was a cesspool of like terribleness. Like I can't tell you, like I ran into escorts and stuff, and like just all kinds of terrible stuff on that particular site. I won't name it, but needless to say, I was not a fan. But I like that mechanic where you have to like each other in order, because I did use some apps that like you couldn't message each other at all. Even if you liked each other, you couldn't message unless you paid for it. And I was not going to be paying for dating apps. No. But I like the mechanic of like you have to like each other in order to talk, because it sort of sets some ground of like, at least we're both even at a cursory level interested in one another to actually take it to the point where we want to talk to each other instead of just being like, hey, how's it going? I don't know. I like that.
I like it too, but I digress.
As long as we don't regress, we can digress all we want.
Somebody out there is going to be doing a drinking game. Like every time they say digress, just take a shot. Like they're dead now.
I was gonna say, yeah, they're pretty.
They're dead.
Yeah.
Like not only are they dead, but there's just so much alcohol. Like their body's going to be preserved for like, I don't know how many fucking years.
They're Hendrixing right now.
They're gonna be like that great white shark in that tank of like formaldehyde. You know what I'm talking about?
No.
All right. So there was a I think there was a I'll get back to my story in a minute, but there was, I think it was like an aquarium in Australia or something like that, where like they had this tank full of formaldehyde, and inside of the formaldehyde was a great white shark.
Mm-hmm.
And it's still there.
Like perfectly preserved and whatnot? Like,
I think so, but
wow. And like you're talking like a whole great white shark.
Oh yeah.
In this giant tank of formaldehyde.
Well, I'm assuming that shark is a whole, but I digress. But yeah, if you like Google search Rosie the Shark.
Rosie the Shark?
Off Wikipedia, Rosie the Shark is a preserved great white shark located at the Crystal World Exhibition Centre in Devon Meadows, Australia. It was originally preserved in a glass tank of formaldehyde on display at Wildlife Wonderland in Bass, Victoria, which closed in 2012 due to animal welfare concerns and operating without appropriate licenses.
Oh, that's always good.
Yeah.
I'm going to see if I can find a picture.
Yeah. Like, you see this thing, like, it is fucking, like, a great white shark is terrifying enough. This thing in a tank full of formaldehyde, like, Jesus fucking Christ, like, you might want to call Steph to, like, rock you to sleep tonight.
Holy crap, dude.
Yeah, see?
Yeah, that is pretty terrifying.
See, if I were remaking the movie It, like, that would be Pennywise.
Yeah. They all float, including Rosie. Just turn him into Krusty the Clown. Hey!
They all float, you little bastards.
There you go.
There we go. Voices are my shtick, motherfucker.
See, you know what I would kind of want to do with this is, like, play pranks on people with this thing and, like, put it in a pool, like a regular pool.
I mean,
But I'm an asshole, so.
well, yeah. I mean, you are an asshole. There's no denying that.
I mean, just picture like, you go outside. Let's go out for a swim. What the hell? Oh, that's just Rosie. I invited Rosie over.
No, that wouldn't work, man.
Why?
Because the shark would just be sitting there.
It's true.
Like, it's just sitting in the pool. They're like, just poke it with a stick. Like, yeah, exactly. Like, if this thing was like moving around and whatnot, like, all right, yeah, this thing is alive. I'm not getting in the fucking water.
Where's the motor for the octopus? Motor? All right, Bella, you're just gonna have to get in the pool and wrestle around with it. You're gonna have to just wrestle with the shark.
Don't worry, the water will warm up when you get down there. Fuck you! You come down here. But yeah, so it was a great white shark was killed after becoming caught in the Lucan family's tuna fishing nets on the coast of South Australia in 1997. Seal Rock Sea Life Center initially showed interest in purchasing the shark from the Lucan family, but later decided against the purchase. Wildlife Wonderland purchased it instead. Let's see. As Rosie was being transported in a refrigerated truck, it was impounded by the government of South Australia because a woman had been reported missing, requiring a necropsy of the shark in South Australia Museum. Following that, Rosie was put in the formaldehyde solution in a custom-built tank. Jesus, man. Founder of Wildlife Wonderland, John Matthews, recalled the operation of ownership. It was a huge logistical operation working with Melbourne Museum, and all up cost us about $500,000.
Holy crap, dude.
If I had the money, though, man, like, it would cross my mind, like, that'd be kind of cool.
I just got a text just now from Steph, who's apparently watching, so hello, Steph, and she said that your crusty laugh is way too perfect.
Well, then. I will never do that again.
It's true, though, man. You are good at impressions, sir.
It's because I have time and...
Yeah.
I hate things about myself, so I try and change it. Like I try and change the voice a little bit.
In my head.
You just get a mask, or take this bottle and smash it over my head. Because it lets me feel something. Anyways.
You digress?
I digress. So what was I going? Oh, right. So, like later on, she starts getting messages from a guy, and I'm going back to the story here in case you weren't keeping track here.
I was keeping up. Thank you, though. Okay. Appreciate it. I was keeping score. We're good.
Thanks. I thought I'd have to like slam on the brakes and just go in fucking reverse here for a bit.
Wait, where are we? Who am I?
Who? Does this story have Peter Chris? No story of interest has ever had Peter Chris. But no, so she got messages from this guy and whatnot, and they were going to go on this date on like Saturday or something like that. So she's talking to him, talking to this other guy and whatnot, and like when I was talking to this girl, I'd be texting with her while I'm hanging out with my friend and whatnot, and she's like, it's kind of rude that you're on your phone. Just watch the movie, blah blah blah. I'm like, yeah, all right, you know what? Fair enough, cool, I get it. This shit with the girl ended, and like now she's messaging this other guy, and like we're trying to watch like stand-up comedy the other night, and she's on the phone texting away like, oh look, he sent me a picture of his cat and whatnot. I'm like, for fuck's sake.
Pot meat kettle.
This is what we call a French fried hippo because it's hypocrisy.
Oh my gosh.
Crispy.
I was gonna say, I think you screwed that up. Hippo crispy is what I meant.
So, you know what I'm gonna do, Bruce?
Oh gosh, what's that,
I'm-
Sheena?
I'm gonna drive up to where you are.
It's about 45 minutes.
It's about 45 minutes with traffic.
Ooh.
And I'm gonna find where you are, because I don't know your address off the top of my head. But when I find you, Bruce, when I find you, I'm gonna give you a big hug because I miss you and I haven't seen you in a while.
I know, it's been forever, man, since I moved out.
And then what I'm gonna do, Bruce, is I'm gonna make a joke about your balls. And let me tell you something, it's gonna be a hell of a punchline. It's gonna leave you on the floor.
Oh gosh. See, when you said
What
you're
I'm
gonna find
saying,
where
like,
I am, I thought you meant like in my house. I'm like, pretty obvious, is it not? Like, if you can't find me in this one, like, apartment, you're not looking. Not many places I can hide, sir.
What I'm saying, my boy, is
I'm gonna
after I
punch
give
you
you
in
a
the
hug,
nuts.
I'll punch you in balls. And I'm gonna find your cat. And I'm gonna put catnip on your balls. And I'm gonna train your cat to teach you to just keep punching your balls like it's a goddamn speed bag.
You know, she doesn't seem to like catnip. I don't know. I mean, some cats don't react to it, but I've given it to her, and she's just sort of like, and? Which is your reaction to all of my jokes.
Start date August 1st, 2022. Bruce just killed another joke. I'm pretty sure he's wanted in several solar systems.
Oh, man.
My commanding officers have informed me to launch him into the sun.
But yeah, man, your situation with that person who you have not named is, I will say, suspect at the very least.
Well, here's the thing too. Like, she admitted that there was jealousy in the sense of, like, she thought, like, she's like, look, I thought this girl was gonna, take my best friend away.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, okay, so admitting that there's jealousy, like, there's, it's not a solution to the problem, but it's at least saying, like, okay, I acknowledge that there's an issue here.
Yeah, it's a step.
It's a step, because even my therapist is just like, look, she was giving you shit. Like, when you were talking to this girl, he's like, the only thing that I can think of is that it's jealousy.
Right.
I'm like, maybe I'm reading into this too much, but, like, does she want a relationship with me? And this is kind of her way of, like, look, you shouldn't be with that person. You should be with somebody else. Blah 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 blah. He goes, I don't know her. Like, I'm like, well, fair point, still, but
Yeah, I mean, I guess that's possible, but do you really think that's what's going on? Is that she wants to be in a relationship with you?
doubt it.
I mean, based upon what you've told me about her, I doubt it too, but you have to admit that it is kind of weird.
It's definitely kind of weird.
It is definitely kind of weird, is it not?
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't take, Ranger Danger and the Danger Rangers to figure this one out.
All I'm saying is I'm a firm believer in the philosophy of ruling class, especially since I rule. It is a weird situation, though, because you are kind of acting in all manner as sort of like a boyfriendish figure, because you do a lot for her and for her kid, and yet there you are, sort of, gonna take you right into the friend zone. And it's like, I don't know. It just seems kind of bullshit to me.
Okay, first off, Kenny Loggins would like a word with you, sir.
Second of all, copyright strike. Third of all,
Second of all, copyright strike. Third of all, that's not even counting as a parody. So you can't even get away with that shit.
I guess not.
Especially when you're wearing a fucking folk festival t-shirt.
What's wrong with my folk festival t-shirt? I will say I don't like this year's logo. I don't really like the goofy umbrella, but whatever. Well, it was either I could have gotten the big, like, one with the big logo on it, but I was like, I don't like that umbrella, so I'm gonna go with the little one.
I just love just an immediate 180 on it. It's like, what's wrong with my shirt? Well, I mean, I guess I don't like the umbrella on it. But
What's wrong with my? Well, you know, actually, let me complain about it. You know what is cool though is I like how this shirt has all the groups on the back. I don't know if you can see that.
I mean, I can see it now. I can't really read it, but I can
Well,
see
I'm not
it.
expecting you to be able to read it. I mean, shit, this isn't like reading time with Bruce and Andy.
Yeah, well, truth be told, I half expected there to be an umbrella on the back as well.
Well, what's wrong with my shirt? Well, except for this umbrella and that umbrella.
Well, except for this, I mean, the color's not really good. I don't know. There was another shirt, but I didn't like that one either.
It makes my ass look big, and well, you know.
Well, you know.
No, your ass makes your ass look big. Well, fair enough, but the umbrella doesn't help, and you know. It's like, need the umbrella for my ass.
$20. Steph is going to send you a text after this, just going, I never ever want to hang out with your friend.
Clearly, I've made a terrible decision.
We need to talk about your terrible life choices.
Where do we start?
Well, let's start with the one that you've been making for over 20 years.
I know, yeah, dude. Can you believe that we've known each other for like 20 years?
Yeah, it's coming up on 20 years. Yeah, what was it, like freshman year of college was it was 2002.
Yeah.
And I think it was like what, late August, early September when we moved in. You and I didn't really I think we saw each other around campus and whatnot, but we didn't know each other.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, it wasn't until the fucking that trip to, what was it, Canopy Lake Park or something like that.
Yeah, which I think you're right, was sometime in like August or September or something.
No, I think that I think was more like October-ish.
Oh, was it that late?
Yeah.
Let's not rely on my memory. Speaking of horrible life choices. Yeah, so I guess coming up in a couple months, it'll be 20 years.
Yeah, 20 years.
Dang, dude.
And you know what, man? I've honestly thought about this too, because like you said, you and I have been
You're
friends.
like, I've thought about this, and I don't want to hang out with you anymore.
I don't think it's working out, Bruce.
I think we should see other idiots.
I think we should see other umbrellas.
Oh my
god. But no, I was thinking about it. And like that Canopy Lake Park trip that we went on, where I fucking hurt my balls on the roller coaster, which, Steph, I'm sure Bruce will tell you the story of how much of an idiot I am.
I think she's heard it. Yes.
Either way, you can tell her again. Just making like a nice candlelit dinner. So then we went on a drop on this thing, and his balls just right to the safety bar. Anyways.
It was like a double home run. 2 balls knocked way out of the park.
He was halfway to a walk.
Confucius say, a man with 4 balls cannot walk.
Anyways. Bruce digresses.
I do.
But no, I was thinking about it, and I was like, you know what? I think the whole basis of our friendship stems down from that incident, that happening, me just hobbling off the fucking ride, holding my balls, just going oh, my fucking balls. Oh. And you just going I should be friends with this guy because I want to see where this goes.
He's funny when he hurts himself.
Man, if this is what it's like when he hurts his balls, good God.
Imagine what'll happen when he swallows a goldfish. Fast forward a few months.
Yep. Yeah, wait, was that freshman? Yeah, that was freshman year.
Yeah, it was. There's a whole tape of you doing all kinds of ridiculous shit.
Really?
Yeah, snorting sugar and shit. Didn't you videotape all that shit?
I don't think I videotaped it.
I'm pretty sure there was a tape kicking around.
I know there's got to be video of me somewhere of fucking doing the goldfish thing.
Yeah.
Which that fish lived for another week. Thank you very much. I don't know. It probably just died because it was just man, I need to tell some stories. Just put another fish in the bowl and whatnot. It's I've seen some shit, man.
Yeah, seriously.
You don't know what it's like in there.
You should have bought it a fish therapist.
I mean, I probably should have.
And a couch.
if I was a decent human being, what I would have done though was take the bucket of water with the fish on it, left it on a doorstop with a note, and just said, "Please take care of this."
Yeah.
Just knock and run.
Speaking of footage that I wish we had though, is like I really wish that I still had the footage of the whole waking up Muggsy with the guitar.
Oh God, that was funny.
That was hilarious.
That was me going, I want to see where this goes. Like, yeah, I need to like go somewhere, and like I'm probably gonna go get lunch or something like that. But like, I gotta see this shit.
So I don't know if we told this story on air, so I think it bears telling really quickly, which is like back in college when I was roommates with this kid, Mike, who we called, I think you started calling him Muggsy, for probably because of the hat that he wore. Is that why?
No, I started calling him Muggsy. I honestly don't know why, but I was
Okay.
like, anytime he was like, dude, why are you calling me Muggsy? I was like, I don't know, you just kind of look like
You
a
look
Muggsy.
like a Muggsy.
You look like a Muggsy.
So I roomed with him for a year and a half. I forget. Maybe it was a whole year. But at any rate, roomed with this kid, and he slept like very deeply. And I don't remember why we decided to do this to him one particular day, but we got the idea that it would be funny if while he was sleeping, if we all picked him up and moved him somewhere, and then woke him up with me playing my guitar. So I don't remember. I think it took like he was a big fella, right? So I think it took
like 5 guys to get him out into the hallway.
Oh, I want to say it was more than that. I want to say it was like 7 or 8 of us to get him, like, because we took him mattress and all into the hallway. Yeah. Like, because at first it was like, how are we gonna do this? And it was like, well, we just moved the whole fucking mattress, and somehow he remained sleeping the entire trip into the hallway, and then for us to set up the amplifier, and then for me to like bang, just rip a cord right in his face, basically. And
so I gotta say though, like, how deeply he was asleep, like, I was impressed.
Yeah, seriously, like that dude could sleep.
It's like, look, dude, I can sleep too, but like, if I start like feeling like something moving and whatnot, I'm just like, fuck's going on?
Yeah. I've often been suspicious that like he was not fully asleep and he was just going along for it. But then again, like, why would you? Like, I don't know. Yeah. Because like you said, if I'm sleeping and something starts moving me or whatever, I'm going to be like, what the hell are you doing? Why are you messing with my sleep?
Yeah.
I used to do, like, that's not the only prank I pulled on. I've done some other shit before too, where like he used to kind of piss me off sometimes when he would like leave, go home for like the weekend, and he would leave the place kind of like a mess. And like it would honestly kind of like start smelling and stuff, and it was not pleasant. So I remember like he took his laptop with him one weekend, and my buddy Rick used to work at Wendy's, and he taught me this really funny and hilarious trick that you could do with the Wendy's salt and pepper shakers. It works better with the salt, but like you take a coin, I think like a penny, and you spin it, and then you take the thing of pepper or salt and you jam it on there, and what happens is it breaks the bottom of the shaker. But ostensibly, there's nothing wrong. And so someone walks up and they're like, what's up with this? And they lift it up and it just empties the salt onto the surface of the table. And so he had left, and I did that trick on his desk. So sure enough, he comes back, you know, from the weekend, and he goes to put his laptop down. He's like, what's with the salt shake? Oh, what the hell? Salt all over his desk. And I was like, who would do such a thing?
Let me tell you, man, I worked at a Wendy's before. Total dick move.
It is.
Yeah. Like, absolute fucking, like, king dick of the universe move.
I haven't been to a Wendy's in a long time, but I wonder to this day if they still have those kind of shakers.
I don't know.
Because, like, I don't know. That's just a classic prank right there, in my opinion. Yeah. It is a dick move, but...
Absolute dick move.
Well, if you do it at the restaurant, if you do it to someone, you know, who's pissing you off, then maybe not such a dick move.
Well, you know, if you do it to somebody, you know, making you upset, and, you know, you can tell them that they're being a little salty, and, you know, you just want to kind of pepper this in, and, well, you know,
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
But then he got me, well, he and some other people got me back, because I remember there was a time that I wasn't there, and they took my mattress and put it on top of the refrigerator in, like, the common area, and I was like, that's a weak retaliation, but okay, fair enough. Because all I had to do was, like, get my mattress back. Like, oh no. Like, it's not like they messed with me personally, they just moved my mattress somewhere else, like...
Yeah, I mean, it's like, guys, put a little bit of effort in here. Like,
yeah.
give me food poisoning or something. Like, something's gonna, like, fuck this up.
Yeah, really.
I do remember, like, one thing you really wanted to do, though, was, like, you wanted to go out and buy, like, those little, like, plastic army men, you know what I'm talking about?
Yes. Oh,
Dude.
yeah. I still kind of want to do it, but...
So, Steph, here's how Bruce's brain works sometimes. One of the things that he wanted to do was he wanted to buy those plastic army men and, like, just kind of, like, sneak into the bathroom, like, real quietly while somebody's taking a shower. He wanted to take, like, a handful of them, throw them over the fucking barricades of the showers while people are taking a shower, and just start shouting Vietnam and then run out.
I think I actually did do it, though, because I remember buying a bag of them at one point and doing it to people, just be like, Vietnam! But no, actually, the thing that I really wanted to do, I thought you were going to talk about this isn't nearly as funny, but what I wanted to actually do was to buy, like, because you can get army men in different colors, like green and then like a lighter green or like black or brown or whatever. Like they come in not just one color. Yeah. So I wanted to get 2 different colors of army men, right? And then glue them to the floor, like engaged in battle. So like you're walking down the hall, all of a sudden you're just like, the fuck? And then people try to move them and they're glued to like the carpet or in the bathroom or something. Like, that's what I wanted to do with them. But then it was like, that takes too much work and effort, so I'll just throw them at people and yell Vietnam.
Not only that, that's going to cost people like me money, because like they're going to charge the fucking residents for that.
Yeah, although that didn't stop the people from like setting off fireworks. And remember that like horrible tampon prank that somebody did on like the 2nd floor or something? Did you hear about that one?
I don't think I heard about the tampon prank. I remember the fireworks.
It was bad.
I fill out a fucking report on that one. Shit.
Well, there was that group of kids who, I think we know who one of them was, but I won't mention names, but like Project Mayhem, like after Fight Club or whatever, where they would just mess with people.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like they did all kinds of ridiculous stuff. Like I like to think that our pranks were sort of like good natured and just like tee hee hee, but they were like destructive. Like they were throwing TVs out of windows and stuff. It's like we didn't do anything destructive. We were just, pricks to our roommates.
Yeah, like our pranks by comparison, like, well, your pranks, I never really pranked anybody, but your pranks by comparison were just more like, you take a feather and like gently like tickle somebody's neck that's in front of you.
Yeah, it's like good natured and not ultimately gonna hurt anybody. Yeah, or damage property. Like it's not gonna cost money. It's just gonna like cause an inconvenience. I'm all about causing inconvenience. I'm not about hurting people.
Yeah.
But if I can just mess up your day just a little bit, especially if you pissed me off, then yeah, if I can mess up your day just a little bit, I'm happy.
Just waiting on that text message like any second. It's going to be 3,
I did just get a text.
I think we should see other people.
Yeah. You're too dumb for me. And I'm like, fair enough.
Very true.
You're not wrong.
You're sort of probably black, like your Eeyore and shit. Just like, it's okay.
Yeah. It's not the first time.
I'm quite stupid.
Dude, honestly, like, I forgot about that stuff for the longest time. You bringing up this, like, I don't know why, but it sparked some memories, man. But man, I can't lie. College, that was like they even say when you're growing up, like, college is like your golden years, and cherish them and shit. And like, as kids, we're like, yeah, right. Like, what's so great about it? And then looking back, you're like, you know what? That really was the shit. Like, we were living with our friends and whatnot, and not taking life seriously. It was great.
Yeah.
And then you move out, you have responsibilities and shit, and all of a sudden it's like, man, this sucks.
You're like, shit, I wish I bought more army guys and did that more.
All the things I could have done with army men, dude. That sounds a lot worse than I meant it.
Like, you have any regrets about going to college? Like, you mean other than going?
Maybe drank a little too much of that chocolate milk, although I'm pretty sure I'll survive a nuclear attack now.
Yeah.
Steph actually, she mentioned, like, because I was eating something and she was like, how is your stomach not upset by this? And I told her I have like an iron stomach, but I'm thinking back now, I'm like, probably all that chocolate milk I drank at Riv helped.
Probably.
I'm just like, have this permanent lining in my stomach from all that chocolate milk. It's just like, bring it on.
My brother Ben actually went to University of Rhode Island for like I think it was like a year, and he was just like, you know what, I tried it, it's not for me, I'm gonna go.
Mm-hmm.
So I go down there one day to just kind of like hang out, shoot the shit with him, and he's like, dude, I'm hungry. Do you want to go get something? I'm like, yeah, let's go. He's like, all right, we got to take you to this place. Like the dining hall itself is called Butterfield.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, everybody here just calls it the Butt, just because like the food is terrible. I'm like, I'm game. I was like, look, man, I don't care where we go. Just like let's just go somewhere. He's like, all right, cool. So we end up going to the Butt, which I should work on the phrasing of that, but I digress. And I get like this pile of fucking chicken wings, and like I'm just mouthing through them. Like, man, this is fucking good. Like, I don't know why you said it. He's looking at me. He's like, what the fuck is wrong with you? Like, what do you mean what's wrong with me? Like, did I do something wrong? Did I fart somewhere and not be aware of it? He goes, no, dude. He's like, the food here is horrendous. It's like you have an iron stomach. I'm like, I mean, I was like, dude, you had the food up at my fucking college, so you know what? This is nothing.
Yeah. Yeah, we had like prison food, dude.
Yeah, like the only time it was like good was when they had like what they called bar food. But it was just like chicken tenders, mozzarella sticks. They would have like potato skins and shit.
Wasn't it like the late night snack kind of thing? Is that what you mean? Yeah.
Mostly late night when they would usually do that, yeah.
Or they would do like the Thanksgiving dinner. Those were pretty good.
Yeah, those are all right.
But like for the most part, it was pretty awful.
I mean, sometimes you'd go for breakfast and whatnot and just get like a big plate of sausage and bacon. I mean, that was awesome.
Yeah. Or you could make waffles and stuff. I mean, you can't really mess up the waffles because it's like you just make them in a waffle maker. And, how do you mess up a waffle? But
dude, you remember where we went to college?
Yes.
You know you can mess up a fucking waffle. Like, they made it so fucking simple to not do that. They're like, look, here's the waffle iron. It's already plugged in. It's already heated up. Here's some spray oil for it. Mm-hmm. Here's the batter. Go ahead.
I gotta say, I'm honestly surprised that considering they had the waffle irons out there for people to just use willy-nilly, that like nobody somehow ever ended up accidentally starting a fire. You have to admit, that's impressive.
That is impressive.
I've had people start fires in the apartment complex where I lived because they like they put something in the dryer that they shouldn't, or they left the dryer on too long. Like, adults can't do their laundry, but somehow college kids did not screw up burning the place to the ground with a waffle iron. That's impressive.
Yeah. I mean, to be fair as well.
Yes.
To be fair.
To be fair.
Like in your old apartment place, like, the washer and dryer was in a room, nobody was there.
Yeah.
Like, the waffle iron was in a cafeteria, like there were people there
pretty much. It was supervised, kind of. Yeah, that's supervised. True. That's true.
Yeah. So, bit of a different situation there, sir.
I agree. You're right.
Yeah.
The other thing I miss about college was having the music center. And like, because what was great about it too was like public safety would stop in, and I remember like when they would first stop in, I'd be like afraid that I was in trouble or something, because they'd be like come in and pounding on the door. I'd be like, and I see public safety, and I'm like, yes, and I was thinking they're gonna be like, you're gonna have to keep it down, or like kind of yelling at me or whatever. But then they'd come in and like watch and shit, and it was like, oh, okay, cool. Like, I missed that. It was awesome. Because, like, we would have, like, band practice, and then random people would show up, and it became, like, an impromptu concert for, like, this random group of people. Yeah. It was pretty sweet.
There was twice I thought I was going to get in trouble with public safety, though.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, so one was I was... I forget the name of the building, but I was going to go do some video editing. You know what building I'm talking about.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
I open the fucking door, pops open and whatnot. And like I go in, start editing video and whatnot. And I'm coming out, and there's a guy from public safety. He's like, hey, how'd you get in there? And I look back, I was like, I opened the door.
I broke in, sucker, goodbye.
No, he's like, you opened the door. I was like, yeah, why? Was it supposed to be locked or something like that? He goes, It's supposed to be. I was like, oh shit.
Yeah.
I was like, either I turned into Superman for like 2 minutes, or the door was not locked. Either way, good day to you, sir. The other one was, oh god, it involved the parking lot. Now, like, you remember how there was like that like kind of yellow striped area in one place in the parking lot?
I think so.
Yeah. So I had seen people park there before, never got tickets or anything like that. I parked there once. I go out, there's a fucking parking ticket on there. I'm like, you sons of bitches. All right, fucking Christ. So I go up to public safety. They're like, oh, you can dispute this if you'd like to. Just, put it in writing as to why you're disputing this. I'm like, I can't just go and tell you. So I was like, all right, first things first, move the fucking car. I'll get on the fucking parking situation in a minute here, but regardless. So I go back up to the room, type up like 2 paragraphs as to why, like, I shouldn't be ticketed or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, look, I've seen people park here on this space before. Nobody's ever gotten talked to. I said there was even, somebody from public safety that was like driving through the parking lot that didn't like stop and say, hey, you can't park there.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, guys, you could have said something. Like, if you had said something, like, all right, I'll move the car, no problem.
Yeah, if you're going to enforce it, you have to enforce it for everybody, not just for me.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like if you go to, like if you're like getting like a ticket, like in the city or something like that,
Mm-hmm.
like if you're with the car and they haven't like started writing the ticket and whatnot, they can tell you like, hey, you just need to move your car. Okay, no problem.
Right.
Sorry about that. Let's go.
Right.
So the guy's just he's looking at the paper, he's looking at me, he's looking at me. He's like, all right, we'll forget about this one this time. I was like, what do you mean this one this time? Like, this is the first time I'm in trouble with you fuckers.
Yeah, seriously.
Yeah.
What happened to the 3-strike rule, sir?
Yeah, I don't even have 1 strike with this.
Right.
Like, I got 2 balls, that's it.
2 balls, 1 strike.
2 balls. There's gonna be a strike if you don't get your shit together.
Yeah. Man. Good old college days, man.
Yeah, good old college. Like, you know what the weird part is? Like, now that I'm thinking about it, like, that's actually where my love of hot sauce actually came from, too.
From college?
Yeah, because, like, before college, I'd never touched hot sauce. I'm like, no,
Really?
it's too spicy, don't like it. Then just for a fucking goof, they had, the chicken tenders for dinner one night, and I grabbed a bottle of Frank's Red Hot, and it was, like, the extra hot sauce.
Mm-hmm.
Just pour that shit right on there. I'm like, this is going to be funny. Shit, this ain't bad. Fuck. I'm missing out on this. God damn it.
Back at the dorm that night. Oh, God. Do you remember the hot pepper or something eating competition that, like, Pete was in?
Yeah, I remember that, man. Like, I
was
watching
crazy.
this.
Like, he was, like, crying and, like, oh, man. I mean, everybody was. They were just getting destroyed.
Well, yeah, I mean, you're eating hot fucking peppers. Like,
Yeah.
I'm actually kind of surprised the college allowed it to happen. So, like, well, a student could get hurt doing this.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, I was watching this thing on Netflix. I forget what the hell it's called, but it was basically about like weird like championship like contests like around the country and whatnot. Like one was like, people like go on this giant hill and they ride like an ice block to the bottom or something like that. I know it's fucking weird, but I'm just like, whatever. They're not doing drugs, people. But no, there was one in, it was North Carolina or South Carolina, where it was like a hot pepper eating contest.
Mm-hmm.
And like the ghost pepper, like the hottest fucking pepper on the planet, was the fourth one that that everybody would chow down on. And there were like 10 rounds.
Dang.
I'm like, how do you go up from there? And they're just like, well, we make these hybrids of like, ghost pepper and this pepper and then this pepper and this pepper. I'm like, you guys just want to see people die, don't you?
Yeah, really, at that point.
But I was amazed because like it came down to like 2 people one person's eating the peppers, and like you can see, like they're like almost gasping for air, like there's tears just rolling down their fucking cheeks, like they're in fucking pain. There's another guy. He's eating these fucking peppers like they're goddamn Tic Tacs.
Oh man.
I'm like, how the fuck? You're not human, are you?
How much Riv chocolate milk did you drink, sir?
Yeah, really.
Oh man.
Like that's the kind of guy that would, butt chug hot sauce instead of beer at a fucking college rally.
Yeah, seriously.
By the way, this podcast sponsored by Frank's Red Hot.
Yeah, right. And chocolate milk. Do you want to be able to eat anything? Well, go to Sodexo and find some chocolate milk. Drink lots of that. Repeat.
Fucking chocolate milk. Yeah, that was fucking terrible.
Yeah. So
Well,
I got kind of a funny story if you want to hear it. It's not related to anything except for food, but
You got a funny story? I want to hear a funny
I
story.
got a quick story. You want to tell me a quick story?
Yeah, tell me a quick
Let me
story.
tell you a quick story. Okay, so this past weekend was the folk festival, which is why we didn't podcast yesterday, because goes from Friday all the way through to Sunday. And so Saturday I volunteered the whole day. I decided Sunday Steph and I would go down and enjoy it and have fun, whatever. And then one of the first stops that I make is at the Filipino food tent, because it is by far the best food in the joint. And it's usually like a really long line, so you got to get there early and wait and whatever. So anyway, big long line, at least like 50, 60 people deep. Like I'm talking like tons of people waiting for this food. And there's a woman, couple steps back. We're going to call her Karen because it's fitting. And she's just like complaining the whole time. She's like, what's the holdup? They were supposed to open at noon. They're 20 minutes late. They're half an hour late. She went up to like the people who were running. Now keep in mind, this is a free festival. No one is getting paid to do this. People are all like preparing this food and doing this like out of the bottom of their fuzzy warm hearts and stuff. And so she's going up and not for nothing, like the people, and she's going up and like this tent in particular is the workers are all basically like kids. They're like, the oldest one is probably 12, right? And she's going up and like giving them shit. Like, what's the holdup, guys? Why are you still cooking food? And like she goes up like 4 or 5 times being like, I'm diabetic, I need to eat, and blah, 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 and you're half an hour late. She's complaining to like people who just drive by randomly who are like trying to help like the, volunteers for the festival. They're like, they're half an hour late. I don't know what the holdup is. And like, God bless this dude who was working for the tent, because she was complaining to him and he just was not putting up with it. But like, he wasn't being a dick about it, but he was just being like, so she'd ask, like, what's the holdup? And one of his responses was, oh, you see those people in front of you? They asked us to wait an extra couple minutes to get this going. And like, he was just like, and he was wearing a hat at one point. He threw it on the ground. He's like, listen, come on, let's go. I dare you to cross that line. Like, putting up his dukes and stuff. Like, he was giving her shit right back. And it was beautiful. It was so funny, man. And, yeah. So like, this woman just would not stop complaining. And the people behind me were joking, like, I'm gonna go up there. I'm gonna be like, how much, would it cost to buy like literally all that you have here? Because I'm just gonna buy everything and just fuck with her. Could you imagine she gets up there like, I'm sorry, we just sold out of everything. Like, what the? Do you know how long I waited? I'm diabetic. It's like, if I get you're diabetic, you have to eat, but like, look at if it's that desperate, it doesn't have to be Filipino food. Like, go to any of the other tents that are open and have food available. Get something there. There's a solution.
Have something to fucking snack on for a sec.
Right. She's just one of those people who wants to complain,
Dude, she...
Like
Yes,
I said, Karen.
Karen was very fitting. Yes.
I told you, yeah. And then one time she went up there and she came back complaining. She's like, he spit all over me, and with COVID, I'm wearing my mask. I don't want to get COVID. And it's just like, oh my God.
Like, kudos to her for wearing a fucking mask, though. But like, if you're gonna wear a mask, wear it the whole fucking time.
Yeah.
Like she, like from what you've told me, like she's the kind of person that like when they first had like mask mandates and whatnot, like she would wear the mask like not even over her mouth. It would be like under her chin and like around her.
Yeah.
Like, oh, I have a mask on, like
the beard mask
properly. But anyways, so yes, Karen, very, very fitting.
Yeah.
Karens are why we can't really have nice things. Like those are people, like, they weren't getting paid for it. They were volunteering this shit.
Exactly. Like I remember there was one year because I love their food so much. I was like, please tell me you have a restaurant. They're like, no, we're a school. And it's like, oh man, like you guys should open a restaurant because this is amazing.
Yeah.
But no, like the people who do it, like they volunteer to do it. They're not getting paid, you know. They're doing it out of the goodness of their hearts. And for you to go up there and be like, why are you running late? It's like, shut up. Like, this is a free festival, you know, like.
Not only that, like, she is the kind of person that, like, I've seen people around Rhode Island kind of in that sense, not like, you know, full on fucking like bitch Karen mode, but like is the kind of person that will drive over a road and is like, these roads are terrible. They should really do something about it. They set up like the next day to like, you know, repave the roads and paint them and, you know, fix pipes underneath it or whatever. Oh, why are they working on these roads? It's just a waste of tax money and blah, blah, blah. It's like, you can't have any kind of happiness, can you?
Seriously. That's exactly what it is. Like, I think she was alone, and thank God, because if I had to be like in a group with her, like if I was bombing around the festival with someone who was just complaining all the time, oh man, I would lose my shit. Because like folk festival is one of my favorite things on the planet. I would not put up with like, why is it taking so long? And like,
no, like
if you don't like it, go home. Like seriously.
Not only that, you go up to that tent for 3 reasons. Number 1, to get food.
Mm-hmm.
If you're not going up there for the food, you go up there for one of 2 reasons. Number 1, you go up to them and say, "Hey guys, I remember you had this this thing last year. Do you guys still are you guys making that this year?" No. Okay, no problem. What do you recommend? Mm-hmm. Something like that. Sure. And then the third thing, "Hey guys, just want to say I love this tent. I love coming here every year. Thank you guys for being here."
Yeah.
But you do not get to complain.
No.
At a free, and the food was free, I'm assuming, right? Or was it?
Well, no. So okay, yeah. So they charge you for the food, obviously, okay. But like, but they don't have to be there. Like, it was their choice, and like they're not getting paid by the festival or anything to be there. So like they're there by choice, and what they decide to make is up to them. Like there are some people who show up. Like there's a like an Indian and Jamaican tent that they don't do a whole lot. They just do like rum cake and a samosa, and like they have like 4 or 5 different items at most. Some tents have like the Filipino tent has like 8 or 10 items on it that you can get, including a dessert thing. So like what you do, like your level of involvement is all up to you, because again, you're volunteering your time, your effort, your resources, all of that. And yes, you sell the food, so you make money off of that. But at the same time, I guarantee that money is not going to their pockets. It's going to the school, you know, where they teach or whatever, like, you know. So it's not like they're making money off of it. They're volunteering and they're trying to give back to their school.
Yeah, and I'm assuming this is like a culinary school, right?
No, it's just like a regular school, but like, okay. But I mean, for example, so like I volunteered for the church, so all the money that we made from selling burgers and hot dogs and Spanish food and all the stuff that we did, like that goes back to the church. Like none of us are taking any of that home, because that's not the point. The point is to try to give money back to a cause that you care about. And that's why all of those tents are there. There's a guy, I don't know if he was there this year, I didn't see him, but he has this shop called Heritage Ice Cream in Lowell. And every year at the Folk Festival, he would set up his shop and sell ice cream. And what he would do is he would take that money that he made from all of his ice cream sales and give every single cent to the Folk Festival to keep, because that's the thing, is like they want to keep it free. They don't want to have to charge people to go. That's one of the big draws about it. It's the second largest free festival in the country. And so to keep it that way, people have to volunteer and people have to give money and donate and stuff. And so this guy, he would probably make thousands of dollars on ice cream, and he would give every single cent back to the festival to try to keep it free every year. Like that's what I mean, man. It's a real like labor of love thing. And to go up there and be like pissing on it is like, you don't appreciate shit, you know? Like,
yeah, like that's like at that point, like the first time she goes up there and complains, like, well, why are you guys half an hour late? Kudos to that guy giving her shit right back, because I mean, that's just fucking great.
that
Like,
guy's a treasure.
Dude, if it was me, I would have been like, security.
Yeah, really.
Like, I do not want to put up with this right now.
Yeah.
But I was just like, Jesus Christ, man. Like, how miserable do you have to be to complain to children? And you said, like, the oldest one was probably about, like, what, 12, 13-ish?
Yeah, and I mean, there are adults working there too, but like the people who are
Still.
serving the food, the people that she was interacting with for the most part, except for that older guy who, like I said, was giving her shit right back, they're kids.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know, man. And then Steph pointed out too, like at one point when she got into the whole COVID thing, she kept being like 6 feet, 6 feet, 6 feet, like keep your distance and shit. It's just like, come on, relax.
Like, you're like, A, it's a little fucking late for that.
Yeah.
And B, you have a superiority complex where you're just like, I have to yell at these children. You know,
Yeah.
she didn't, like if there was there an adult like up there when she went up to complain?
I mean, sometimes, yeah, because sometimes she was complaining to that dude who was giving her the shit
I'm
back.
saying like the first time that she went up there.
I don't think so. I think she
Okay.
was just going like, what's the holdup? Why are you guys late? And at that point, I mean, listen, was I stoked to be waiting in line for like half an hour in the hot sun? No. But am I going to make a stink about it? No. You know?
No.
Because look how many other people are also in line suffering the same fate. Like, who am I to be like, you know?
Not only that, but like you also know that it's like, look, yeah, I have to wait a little bit, but at the end of the wait is some food that I really fucking love.
Right. It's worth it. And it's not worth it to me to make someone else's day or life more miserable just because I'm inconvenienced for a half an hour. Like,
and not only that, man, but like if you're going to complain to them because you're waiting out in the hot sun and whatnot, think about how they are. Like, yeah, granted they have a tent and whatnot, but they're still working, like cooking food and whatnot, so they're dealing with a lot more heat than you are.
Exactly. And yeah, like they're working. I'm just waiting in line because I want to eat, and then I can bomb around and listen to music and do whatever. They're stuck in that tent all day.
Yeah.
You know, they don't get to enjoy it. They got to be there and doing their thing. So it's like, it's sort of like when you get a present, you know, or if you give someone a present and they're like, oh, thanks, this sucks. You know, like when you get a present, you got to, even if you don't like it, like it's fine. You don't have to like everything someone gives you or whatever, but like, I don't think it gives you the right to like shit on it in front of, you know what you can do is like return it and get your money and put it towards something else, or
Yeah,
I don't know, give it to somebody else who might want it more, but like be thankful.
I'll tell you a story here about like somebody getting a gift that legitimately had a complaint about it.
Okay.
So you know my buddy Hogan, right? You know my buddy Hogan.
No, who's Hogan?
World's tallest midget.
I told Steph I am the thinnest fat guy that she'll ever meet.
Yeah.
Well, actually, I don't know. Chris might take the cake on that, actually.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
Anyways, so he got married to his now wife, Chastity. Let's see. This was 2018. Yeah, it was October of 2018. I remember this because it was after I got back from Arizona, because like myself, Chris, Ryan's fiance at the time, we all flew back on different flights and whatnot. And this was before my dad passed away. So we go to the wedding. Wedding's fucking beautiful. Reception hall is very, very nice. You know, fucking ceremony's nice. And one of the cool things that they did was, instead of having like, you know, like a buffet dinner, like, oh, you know, just go up to this table, there's like chicken or fish or whatever have you. They just like, fuck it. We got like food trucks parked outside. Go grab whatever you want.
That's awesome.
I'm like, that's fucking badass.
That's the
like,
way you wedding right there, is with food trucks.
I talked to Hogan about that. I was like, dude, that's fucking badass. He's like, you know what? Fun fact though, doing that was cheaper than a buffet dinner for.
I bet.
I'm like,
bet it
son
was.
of a bitch. I'm like, if I ever get married, I'm gonna steal that fucking idea though.
Seriously.
He's like, go for it. Public domain, bitch.
Public domain.
So no, like I got them a couple of gifts.
Mm-hmm.
Like one of them was like a goofy kind of thing, because I'm like, you know, I think it would be a little funny, but I'm balancing that out with other like goodies.
Mm-hmm.
So like the joke thing that I got them was this squawking rubber chicken from the movie Moana.
Okay.
I'm like, 'cause that's fucking funny. Like this thing just looks stupid. Like some people have a coffee table book on their coffee table. I'm like, well, this is gonna start a lot more conversations.
Yeah. Where's the
It's like,
chicken?
yeah, where's the chicken?
Mm-hmm.
There's a chicken here. Plays tic-tac-toe. Never loses.
Mm-hmm.
He's famous.
And he squawks. He's from Moana.
He's an idiot. Real featherbird bird brain. Anyways, I digress. But I balanced it out with like other things. Like Joe Perry just came out with a CD around that time. I actually like went up to Boston, met him, and got an autographed copy for them. So I threw that in there. I think I threw in like $50 cash and like $50 in Disney gift cards.
Nice.
And I think there was like one other thing in there. I can't remember, but I was like, all right, yeah, the rubber chicken, like they're gonna get a quick laugh out of that. They're gonna see the stuff and just go, you know, he's a good guy. Come to find out, there was this guy that got invited there. I'm not gonna say his name because doesn't deserve the attention. Dude literally gave the worst fucking gift that you could give.
What was it?
One of them. So he didn't balance it out with like money or like, hey, here's like a gift card for like an airliner so you guys can fly somewhere or whatever have you. His gift to them was one single dirty golf ball.
What?
Yeah. Like Hogan's telling me about this. He's like, dude, it was a single dirty golf ball. He's like, I've never been so pissed off at anybody in my entire life.
Did it have some sort of meaning, or was it just like, here's a dirty golf ball?
The guy just thought it would be funny. He's like, I wanted to strangle this kid.
That is ridiculous.
Yeah. And I was like, look, dude, I apologize for the rubber chicken. He's like, no, you're fine. He's like, that was funny. He's like, that was funny, but you also like you also had like other stuff in there too, which was it's very, very sweet.
So this person literally, the only thing they gave them was the one dirty golf ball.
A dirty golf ball in a bag. That's it. Just one dirty golf ball.
That is so weird. Is this person like mentally unstable?
There are times I question it. I don't think there's been any official test done, but I have my suspicions.
Oh my god. That's just, I mean, unless like, okay, so like people do have inside jokes or whatever. So I mean, maybe they're like, I was thinking maybe there was some sort of inside joke involving a dirty golf ball or something, but if that's not the case, then like,
and even if it was the case, even if it was the case, like you balance that out with like other shit.
Yeah, like a serious gift.
Yeah, it's just like, hey, here's a dirty golf ball. Here, check the card. Oh, there's $100 to Disney.
Right.
Like that. All right, you can kind of get away with it.
Right.
And like
that's so weird, man.
Yeah, like Hogan and his wife Chas, like they're like, fuck, we love the rubber chicken. Like we have it in one of our bookcases right now. I was like, okay. I was like, you guys weren't angry about the chicken? They're like, no, that was funny. Like, that's at least funny, and it was balanced out with other shit.
Right.
Thanos is right. It's all about balance.
Yeah.
Exactly, and like, I don't feel too good, Mr. Stark.
But I mean, like the thing is, even with the golf ball thing though, like I will say that, like, yes, that is a shitty gift, and they have the right to complain. But hopefully, like, they didn't do that publicly. Where they were like, they got the ball and they're like, what the fuck is, like.
No.
I still think that you have to show gratitude for the fact that someone was thoughtful enough to get you a gift, because it's better than not getting a gift at all. And then behind closed doors, if you're like, what the fuck with a golf ball, like, fine, but like, at least show appreciation that they thought of you. But I agree, that's one weird present, man.
Forget like considerate, like that was like inconsiderate.
Yeah.
Because that's like Hogan and his wife saying like, look, we're having this special ceremony where we're joining our lives together. We want you to be a part of this. Like, come have fun. Eat fucking food off these food trucks. They're fucking awesome. We chose them ourselves. Come fucking dance. Like, there's a bar there. Like, go have some fun. Don't get too fucking crazy with it though. But and he's just like, "Here's a dirty golf ball." Like that's a dick move.
Yeah.
Like, you know, forget the, well, you know, it's considerate that they got him a gift. Like, no, that like survey says like that's a dick move.
I guess. I mean, yes, it is. I agree, but I still think that like if you're, I don't know, because then you're gonna, I don't know, kind of. Well, I guess who gives a shit if you make him feel bad? Be like, dude, what the fuck you think? Give me a golf ball in front of people. But like, to be fair, he kind of deserved that, I guess.
Yeah, it's like he's not even a golfer.
He's not.
No.
Where the hell did he get a dirty golf ball? You know what? I don't want to know.
No, like,
you know
like
what?
Hogan is not a golfer.
Oh, okay. But the person who gave it to him is? Not that it
I
matters.
think so. Other than going to like a driving range or fucking mini golf, I don't think so.
It almost sounds like one of those things where like they were driving there and they're like, oh shit, I gotta get a present. And they passed by a golf range or something. They're like, perfect. You know, like,
Yeah.
so like random and weird.
Like look, if they were like fucking really, like, even if they were like the best friends, like this, you know, the golf ball guy was like the best man or something like that, like that still wouldn't be a fucking like cool thing for, like, even if it was like a birthday gift. Like, dude,
Yeah.
that's not cool. Put a little more thought into it.
Yeah, there's joke gifts, and then there's just like, what the hell were you thinking?
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, unappreciative people, man.
Fucking Karens.
Fucking Karens and Chads.
Yeah.
Other than that, though, I had a really good time with folks. Poor Steph ended up not feeling well on Sunday, so I had to bring her back home. And I was originally going to go home after that because it's a long drive, you know, back and forth. But stupid me was like, I'm going to go back for more. And then it wasn't really worth it, so I should have just gone home.
Yeah, glutton for punishment, sir.
Yeah, but I love Folk Festival. It's like one of my favorite things in the world to do, so... I wanted to stress, you know, like, it's like when you have something good, you want to squeeze every last drop out of it. That's how it was. It's like, I want to get the very last little bit out of this that I can.
Yeah. Here's the thing, though. Like, if I'm like putting on a festival, I'm going to essentially make it mandatory that each fucking tent have like a Randall there to deal with any Karens. Like, are there going to be Karens? Chances are pretty fucking likely that there's going to be a Karen or two in the crowd. That's when you hit the button.
Oh, the other thing that guy did, by the way, this is kind of a Randall move, is like they started giving out free... So they wanted to try to like appease people, presumably because this chick kept complaining. And so they started giving out free samples to people. And the guy that was arguing with Karen was like, don't give any to her! Don't give any to her! It's like, dude, I love you. You are the man.
You should have just gone up to him and like in the line and just been like, I love you for that, and just like shook his hand.
Yeah, you deserve a hug or a medal or something. I don't know.
Can I buy you a beer?
Yeah, really. So yeah.
Yeah. Fucking.
Oh, and I told Steph this story too. You might appreciate it too. I saw who I call the weird stripper guy.
Weird stripper guy.
Yeah, we'll probably have to end on this because I can't lie. I kind of have to use the bathroom, but unless you have anything else to talk about. But so weird stripper guy is this guy that I've seen at all kinds of festivals around Lowell. He's this tall, thinnish dude, gray hair. He's got kind of a weird looking face. I can't lie. Not the most attractive dude on the planet. And look who's talking. But he loves to do this thing.
Kettle.
What?
I was gonna say pot, meat, kettle.
I know, and I'm real judgmental. What can I say? But
it's more mental than anything, but
but he does this thing where like he has a bottle of water and like he takes a bunch of sips and then like he pours it out on his head and he does all these like provocative dances and stuff, and then like he takes his shirt off and starts like twirling it around his head and puts it in his back pocket and like spins it around his ass and stuff, and he does like these like, he'll be like, and then he'll like blow kisses to people and like wave at them and wink at them and stuff, and it's just like real creepy.
Security.
Exactly. Yeah. Seriously though, like I get really weird vibes. Like he has someone locked in his basement. I'm sure of it.
Dude, that's got to be like a whole Buffalo Bill situation there.
You pour the water on my head, or else it gets the hose again.
Yeah.
Yeah. So like, I'm sure he's a nice guy and everything, and you know, for all I know, he might have some sort of like, I don't know, issues or something, but like, yeah, every time I see, and I was like, of all the 5 stages that I could possibly see this guy, of like, this guy could be at any of these stages, and of course he's like 2 feet in front of me at this one. It's like,
Yeah.
oh my god, I can't escape this guy. He even does it at the Winterfest when it's cold. He still does the whole take his shirt off, and it's like, what the hell?
Real quickly, because I know you gotta take a piss and whatnot, but like there's kind of like a similar guy, in a sense, like that rides a bike around this town.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, like he has his bike like decorated in like pool noodles and whatnot. He wears like Hawaiian shirts and like a rainbow helmet or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
And like the only thing that people know him by is Disco Duck.
Disco Duck.
Because it's on the side of his bike.
Oh my god.
So if you go like, oh, did you see Disco Duck? Like they know who you're talking about. That guy is a fucking asshole, and I'm pretty sure he's got some mental issues going on.
All right, that's it. We got to write a movie about Disco Duck. Like a horror movie involving Disco Duck.
Disco Duck versus Karen. Like it's going to start a whole Karen verse.
Yes. What's the holdup? Quack, 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 quack.
No, so, but like his deal is that like you're gonna be driving down the road, driving, you know, the speed limit for like be it 35 or 25 miles an hour. He'll still look at you and just start yelling that you're driving fast. It's like the town's like, here, use it. Like, built this for all you guys. Like, walk on it, drive on it, you know, ride a bike on it, do something. But instead, he's like, nope, I'm gonna drive my bike in the street
and complain to everybody.
And this bike path literally is less than, this bike path is literally less than 5 feet to his left.
Oh man.
No, he's looking, buddy. Going too fast. So there was like, I'm driving on the back roads, like, and I see him like in the distance, like shaking his head, and I'm reading his lips. You're going too fast. You're going too fast. I'm looking down. I'm like, am I? It's a 25-mile-an-hour road. I'm going 20 miles an hour. So I'm just like, all right, you know what? Fuck this guy.
Maybe he thinks he's on the bike path.
Fucking flipped him off. Fucking drove. Maybe he's an idiot. I mean, I should probably take that into account. He's that guy that's like, yeah, you're too fast. Like, yeah, you're driving too fast. You're driving too fast. Like, you just want to be, wow, you're an idiot. Like, so like, there's a bike path there.
Use it.
Right there. Like, there's in separate lanes for you. Like, hey, if you're on the right, and it goes down to like all the way down the supermarket, like the direction that he was going, and there's a way for him to get off the path and get back to the street.
Chad the Disco
I'm
Duck.
assuming he's a fucking idiot. Yeah. Fucking bastard. Anyways. All right, Bruce, I know you got a pee. Do you have anything you want to plug?
No, not really, man. Nothing to plug, sir. How about you?
Right, I got nothing to plug. I got nothing to plug either, but yeah. We'll get together soon. We'll have more gaming videos because I got some newer games. I got this game called Multiverses, which I think Bruce would like. It's just a whole bunch of like Warner Brothers characters just doing a Smash Brothers kind of thing. So you can have like Superman versus Shaggy if you want.
That's kind of cool.
It is kind of cool, but I digress.
Zoinks! Hey, Scoob.
Yeah. Like, literally, one of Shaggy's attacks is, like, he picks a sandwich up out of the ground and throws it at somebody.
That's awesome.
No, it isn't. I'm like, fuck, Shaggy'd never fucking do that shit.
That's true. He'd eat it.
Yeah.
I got the munchies, man.
but yeah, like I have a whole bunch of other games and whatnot. And just like we'll I don't know, we'll put up like a list or something like that on like I don't know, we'll make like a Twitter account or something like that, or I
Do
don't
a
know.
poll or something.
Yeah, we'll make like a poll and just be like, all right, what system? And then we'll figure out what system. Okay, what game? Because I don't know. I think you would like Ratchet and Clank.
I feel like I've played Ratchet and Clank.
You might have. I have the remake of Resident Evil 2. Like all the Mega Man games, like all the 8-bit ones, like fucking got those.
Right on.
Yeah, like Team Sonic Racing, fucking. I definitely want to see you continue in South Park. That's gonna be fucking hilarious.
Yeah, the Stick of Truth. Yeah, that'd be fun. Yeah, for sure, man.
You know, you play some golf or something like that. Like I said, we'll put up something and we'll figure this shit out, and then we can just go from there.
Hell yeah, son.
All right. Well, from all of us at Let Us Cast, to all of you out there, wherever you are, remember, the light at the end of the tunnel, maybe you. Good night. Bye, everybody.